Giovanni is entrepreneur living in Little Rock, but he also has his family in Guatemala, where his coffee is from, and we're going to find everything out about how that works and what it takes to get that done. So without further ado, let's welcome Giovanni.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm not used to using microphones, so it's going to be a little bit. And my dad is, I have a history of preachers in my family, so I might turn a little preachy here in a minute. So my dad is a preacher and has been a preacher for a couple of years. So my name is Giovanni Leiva, and it's thank you for having me here. I sure hope you're all enjoying the coffee. I'll talk to you about my family, my past, my present, and the future, and how we are trying to revolutionize the coffee industry, and one of the very few industries out there that is really a flip side, and how I ended up in Little Rock, how I came to Little Rock, and how I saw an issue, and how I saw that there was a problem that it needed to be solved, and how I implemented the beautiful concepts that I learned in this country, and how I'm trying to make this problem go away. I'm originally born and raised in Guatemala. Guatemala, most people don't have a clue where Guatemala is, but it is in Central America, and it's a country that has a long tradition of producing some of the most quality coffees in the world, and that's because of the microclimates that it has. The lush is a rainforest, and it also has the topography is very amazing. So it produces some exquisite coffees in the world, and they're sought after. And so Guatemala has that history. I came to Guatemala from Guatemala when I was 18 years old. I came as a student. When I came to the United States, I knew 5 words of English, and I had $20 in my pocket, and that was my parents' life savings. And so I came because I came as to learn computer programming, which I did. I learned computer programming at UALR, then graduated from Pulaski Tech. I was Pulaski Tech's very first international student. And in 2010, I was the alumni of the year. And it was so bad that I had to help them write out all my applications for my F1 student visa and all that stuff. So, but anyways, so I came here, but my entire family lives in Guatemala. I'll try to point out our farm is located in this. We're very, very close to Honduras. So it's located in this area of Guatemala. Guatemala City is somewhere in here. So, like I said, the topography and the microclimates of Guatemala are really different. So, our coffee tastes completely different than any other part of Guatemala. So, I keep going back to Guatemala every year, and every time I came back, I had this desire to do something for my village. I'm the only person in 3,800 village that has left the village, come to America, and gone back. And that is gone back legally and not being deported. So, because there's lots of that. So go ahead and go to the next one. The traditional way of coffee process, this is the way my family and I lived. By the way, Jordan told me I have 7 minutes. I don't think I can even say my full name in 7 minutes. So I'm going to try to hurry up. The traditional way of the coffee process is the farmer sells the coffee to a buyer, the buyer sells it to the middleman, and the middleman sells it to the consumer, and then from there they sell it to an exporter, to a roaster to the stores, and then you ended up getting it. So the problem with that is that the farmer gets tiny. We used to get that, pennies on the dollar, and then we never saw our coffee. All the hard work that we did kind of didn't matter at all. So I saw this, and then one of these trips that I took, I was coming back from Guatemala, I realized that I had been empowered, and that my future, because of that family that privately paid for my school, had completely changed my life and had completely eradicated poverty in my family. And because of that fact, and because of that model, I decided that the best way to help my village was to eradicate poverty through capitalization, through selling their coffee. And so I decided that the best way to do it would be what I call the Leiva way. And then the Leiva way, go ahead, is a new model, and it's all based in empowerment. And why? Because empowerment was what happened to me. Because through education, I got a job. Through a job, I went from $20 to making 6 figures in a computer programming job. I was able to empower myself and my family and my 2 kids have a different future. So what do? We get the coffee. My parents grow the coffee, and then we roast it here in Little Rock, and you guys are drinking it right now. The coffee you're drinking today was at my parents' farm in December, and I roasted it on Monday. So that's kind of the freshness of the coffee, and it comes straight from my dad's to your place. So what happens with that? The revenue to the farmer goes up, and then and then everyone else has to get paid because there's shippers, bags, and all that other stuff. So go ahead and go to the next one. What have we been able to do so far? The idea of the business was I wanted selfishly, I wanted a way so that I could empower my village. I wanted my village to get out of the 1800s. I wanted clean water. I wanted education for the kids. I wanted to change the future. I wanted to provide ways that they didn't have and that I had given a chance to. So I wanted to find a way to do that. See, one of the problems in our world is a lot of the problems that we see could be easily solved if we choose to help. Could easily be solved if we just want to be a part of the solution. And so I saw a problem. I saw that there was a solution. It might not be the easiest and fastest and the most dramatic change, but there is a change being done in the village. We got clean water now through the Rotary Club. We're providing clean water through filters. We've been able, go ahead, Jordan. We've been able to provide medicine for the kids for parasites. We have lots of parasites in the kids. Go ahead and go to the next one. We've the problem with them is smoke. The deforestation is crazy in Guatemala, in our village, because they have to use wood to cook their meals. We'll be able to create smoke free in the sense that it smokes outside their home instead of their home, so that the eye diseases, lung diseases are starting to disappear, more wood efficient. A company out of here helped us to design a house that we built back in February, and it was a house that we built for a single mom. Go ahead and go to the next one. This is the single mom. The single mom had 2 kids, was running away from her abusive husband. I met her last year, and I knew I had to build her a house. So we went with a local organization in our church, and I said, "Well, let's just go build a house. Let's just go build it." And we built her. Over here, you can see this used to be her house. This was her house when we get done. So it was a cool event. It's the first one in the entire village that has a toilet in her house. She had to walk about 50 yards to go to use the bathroom, and that's why we have polluted water. Go to the next one. We've been able to do things with the kids, activities with them, so that the problem in the village was that there was a lot of people murdering between families. And then ever since we started doing these BBSs, the murder rate went down. There hasn't been a murder in between families in the last 3 years. And we think it's because the kids are starting to realize that the other kids are not as bad as their parents been telling them they are, because they're being able to play together. So go to the next one. What are we doing here? The impact I'm doing here in Little Rock is, one, I'm allowing people to drink better coffee, and that's simple. Fresh coffee, better coffee. And I'm elevating their ideas and their ways to be helpful to other people. And so these are some of my current partners right now. I have the Capitol Hotel, the Athletic Clubs, the Rotary Club, the Summit Church. And this is what my map looks in my website. And this is the impact. We have customers throughout the entire country. And so we're pretty excited about that. Go ahead and go to the next one. And then, so how do you help? Very easy. All of us have a Twitter, Facebook, so please help us through that. That's the easiest way to do it. Go to our website. You can order a coffee through there as well. But the best thing is just share. Share our story, share what we're doing, how we're trying to eradicate poverty through empowerment and capitalization through coffee farmers. And so now I'd like to show you a quick video of my friend Kyle from Stonewall helped me to kind of summarize everything that I just said. The Leiva family has been in business for over 4 generations, which is about 60 years that we can trace it. And our mission is to be more than coffee. And our mission is to provide and help our farmers, but also provide premium beans for our end users in the States. I was personally very blessed, so therefore the least I can do is try to bless the people that they have nobody else advocating for them. That's the privilege, and it's also a responsibility that I feel and that the entire Leiva family feels. Leiva's coffee is single origin coffee, and it's a coffee that is blessed to grow among different kinds of trees, and that includes fruit trees, bananas, orange trees, and the soul is enriched with these flavors, and you can taste that in every cup of coffee. I'm Giovanni Leiva, and I sincerely hope you get to enjoy my family's coffee. Thank you, guys. Any questions?
Giovanni, thank you for your presentation. It was awesome. Like you guys know, every week we jump into questions. Who's got the first one? Looks like Eric. Tell us who you are and what you do.
Hi, Eric Caldwell with WebJive. Question I have is, do you own your plantations, or do you use other plantations, or are you even going to be looking to start a plantation at any point in your growth curve?
We own a coffee farm, and we've owned it for over 60 years. So we own about 13 acres, and then the extended family owns about 400, 500 acres. So the entire Leiva family is capable of producing about 600,000 pounds of coffee, and all of only about 30,000 of that, or less than that, is being sold directly. The rest of them is being sold the other way. And so my hope is that right now is to reach out to the entire Leiva family and all the other farmers or all friends in that village. Exactly is the one that I want to go after. But I'm in talks of other places like in Honduras, where there's other farmers that would like to do the same thing. And so my idea is to do it in a way that I can just invite other people so that we can reach out to other places around the world and stuff. So.
This on? Cool. My name's Luke Irvin, iOS app developer working on a few startups. I'm curious on what's been your marketing strategy to scale. It's really impressive that you're all across the world, so curious to what you've been doing to get yourself there.
To be honest with you, I have no clue. Because the main way that we've gotten our word out is being word of mouth. So we do have a lot of people that go to Guatemala and come back from mission trips and stuff. My brother and my sister work in other ministries as well. So that's the connection there. And but I think also is the power of Twitter and Facebook has been incredible. I had no clue, and I'm still not good at that. I think I need to get a whole lot better. It's really hard to know how to engage somebody that I can't see across. So that's really a learning curve that I have. But it's really pretty much been word of mouth. And I know that sounds weird to see that map having hits from all over the world, but that's word of mouth has been pretty much it.
Giovanni,
Yes,
David Moody with Jackson David. Talk a little bit about the economic impact to the farmer, the difference between being able to sell direct and having to go through the typical supply chain? And also, is this something that you're doing full time now? Or you're not doing the programming stuff anymore? You're not, so
Okay.
those two things.
The impact was it was very key element of the whole business model, and the reason why is because I was able, like I told you earlier, go from $20 to making enough money to do whatever I wanted to do. So I understand that money can be a blessing or it can be a curse. And so I didn't want to immediately go to my people that work with us, the people around our farms that we purchase coffee, and all of a sudden go, okay, you were getting 10 cents for your coffee, I want to give you $5. That would just completely ruin the family. So what we were going to do is we're going to scale that, but I need to find a place to start. And so the way I did it was fair trade price. I went fair trade price, and then whatever the fair trade price is, I double it. And why? Because I get to, because I can't, and not because I have to. Now, by the way, the village over there, everybody tells the old ladies, and you know, they all helped me when I was a baby. They say, "Why do you keep coming back to the mud pit? Why do you keep coming back when you went to America, and then you should be gone from here?" And I said, I get to come back. I get to help. I don't have to, because I completely changed my life. I don't have to go back to that place, but I get to. So I did this part-time for about 6-7 years. In March of this year, I quit my job. And I said, if I'm going to try it, we might have to eat black beans and rice for a little bit, just like my family back home does it. And my kids are going to have to learn how to do that. But we're going to give it a shot, because unless I'm committed and fully committed, then I won't be able to know that I give it a shot, you know. And I don't want to go to the grave with regrets. And so with failures, I'll take failures, but I don't want to go with regrets. And so I just quit. Anybody else?
John Riggins with the Riggins Group. What type of pushback have you gotten from the middlemen that you are basically taking business from?
It's been actually very good. No pushback at all, because we're actually working with them, because we understand I don't want to completely take him off, because if I do, then I'm not doing what I intended to do, and that's empowerment and creating jobs. So what I do is I work with them, and I say, okay, if you know of a good quality coffee, let me know, but you have to pay them this amount of money. And that's when the power comes, and they say, I want you to pay this much, and if you can get it for that much, then we can work together. But if you can pay them that much, then let them choose who to sell it to. And so right now, last year we were able to buy about 15,000 pounds from a middleman that we're really good friends with, and he really takes care of the people. And so we were able to help him and help another village that we would have never been able to get to. So.
Question?
Anybody else?
I have a question.
Yes.
So you're a computer programmer. Do you do all of your own website and stuff?
No, I don't. I learned that very quick, that because I'm a perfectionist, I would spend way too much money trying to make my website right, make sure that everything worked right, make sure that every picture looked right. So I've been able to be blessed by people like Stoneward that helps me with all the designs. Kyle Floyd helps me with all the designs of the bags. He does all that design. I outsourced the website to a friend of mine. And he was starting a company, so I gave him that, and he does all the back end. I don't touch that. If I did, that's all I would do. So I wouldn't sell coffee. So.
Very cool. Anyone have any last questions? All right. Well, Giovanni, every single week we end the exact same way with each one of our speakers, and you get to ask one thing from our 1 Million Cups community that they can do. Ask them, or ask us, what's the one thing that we can do to help you grow as a business?
ask you that?
Yeah, or
Okay.
just
Okay, the
suggest
thing
one
that you
thing.
can do to help me today is one of them. If you happen to be one of our partners at any time, they are serving our coffee, just go to management, one, and thank them for partnering with us. Two, like I said, on Facebook, just go on Facebook, Twitter, try to share with as many people as you can on that. And then if you have businesses or you know of your church or you choose to want to partner with us by drinking our coffee, go to our website and start purchasing our coffee. But that's the best way you can help us right now. Is just going with some people and just saying thank you for choosing to drink Leivas, and thank you for choosing to drink coffee with a purpose.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you. Give it up for Giovanni.